So why one sample t-test? So you have a population here, right? This is the population. So from this population, you're choosing a sample. So this population has a mean, all right, a mu, okay, and from this population, you're selecting a sample, and the sample has a mean, that is x1 bar, and then it has a variance that is s1 square, and it has a sample size which is n1. Okay, so in a real life situation, right, if you want to test a particular disease in an area, so it's very difficult, and also it is an ethical issue that you can't go and test each and every individual available there. So you have to choose a sample, and from the sample, you have to decide whether the population has that particular disease or not. Okay, so that's why the sample is very, very important. See, even when we go to a doctor, right? So the doctor wants to test what type of disease that you have. So he won't take out all the blood. So what he does, he takes a few drops of bloods, and with the help of that sample, he will tell you, right, what type of disease that you have, whether the presence or absence, or positive or negative of a test. So it's a simple blood test, will help you to decide. But what we are doing is we're taking the few drops of sample. Okay. So similarly, whenever you're doing a research in a bigger population, the selection of sample, it's very, very important. So if the sample selection is wrong, or you've approached a different method, then the entire research or the entire decision making may go wrong. So you need to be very, very careful in selection of the sample. Okay, so so in this particular hypothesis test problem, so you have a population mean. You want to test the population mean with the help of a sample. Okay, so that is the idea here. So this, why it has got the name t-test. So Gosset is the main man behind the invention of this particular test. So he actually was working in an Irish brewery company called Guinness. I think most of you had that drink. It's kind of a beer type of drink, Guinness. So he was working in that company, and he was doing some research. But the Guinness company, they had the policy that when you're working, you can't do, you can use the data, but you cannot publish anything on your name. So he wants to publish some of the articles. So he used the pen name called T, student T. So that's why it's also known as the student's t-test. All right. So he used a pen name called student T, and then on that pen name, he wrote many papers, many articles. So Gosset is the person who invented this particular test. It's very useful, and it's highly applicable. Okay. So why it is one sample? We are choosing only one sample from the population. You have a population, so from the population you are selecting a sample. Okay, it's one sample, and based on that, you are doing the analysis.